Just think, this stuff works on literal gods, the foundational elements of the universe. It'll fix up your squishy human body just fine. Would it be so bad if an 84-year-old got into heroin?
Welcome to the Cat Organizational Podcast.
You idiot. It's written down in front of you, you idiot.
This is like the buffalo chicken wrap of answers.
I haven't heard about hot orcs in a while.
We were so horny for motion controls in 2005.
I can't wait to come back and tell you how it was Noah's Ark, you asshole.
I would also like to retroactively say I've never had cotton candy acid.
So Andrew's 100% doing a voice, right?
Everybody get off IMDb now. Time to record.
This episode and probably this whole podcast is a mistake.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. Especially me, because I almost forgot the stupid tagline to our show that we've been doing for 3 years.
Oh boy. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, the day that we're recording this. I do not know when this is out in IRL, but that's when we're recording it. Let me tell you about the show, guys. The show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and most importantly, how Animal Crossing New Horizon was the game that we as a society needed. However, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles HD Remaster was the game that we as a society deserved.
Oh, you want this great multiplayer RPG experience? Why don't we take all of the good multiplayer elements out of it and make it a nightmare to play?
Much like everything we looked forward to this year, it's just robbed all the joy out of it, and then it gave it to us.
Like they took it into a lab and they extracted all of the fun from it, like a test tube baby, and then repackaged it and said, "Here you go, $40, please." On that note, guys, I think it's time that I made a change.
Just one? Just a singular?
Change, he says, looking at himself. I'm almost 33 now, and I have nothing to show for it except for a heavy Jesus Christ.
A heavy handle on a hangover?
A heavy handle on a hangover. Aside from a low-grade hangover and a podcast where we talk about the gastrointestinal tracts of Nintendo characters. I, as a person, want to be healthier, smarter, more fit, and less lazy. I would love to learn skills and be able to do more constructive things that aren't just yelling at death replays in Overwatch. But I don't want to put in a lot of effort.
Isn't that a Radiohead song?
Part of it, yes, definitely. I knew that there was like a cadence, and that was just like secretly in the back of my head, like healthier, smarter, more fit. Anyway, that joke was for Kyle and me, I guess.
More constructive than watching death replays at Overwatch.
Shout us out if you got that reference, that old Radiohead reference. So instead of building real and sustainable change in my life, I've instead researched and thoroughly vetted 3 independent entrepreneurs to sell me on a quick and easy solution pulled straight from video games. Coming in now from their respective covered wagons are Kyle Drexel's Greaseless Wonder Salve Harper and Matt S.B. Goff's Magic Oil Liniment Cole. And finally, Todd Taylor's Oil of Life for Man or Beast Thomas.
I laughed really hard at instead of building real and sustainable change in my life at me every time I change some new aspect of my diet. I could just eat more vegetables.
Yep.
That's not gonna
No,
hold.
I'm just gonna replace every third meal with cashews instead.
Yeah,
That's a diet, right?
I'll have exactly 6 almonds.
Almonds and beer, my favorite diet.
Where did these names come from?
They're old-timey snake oil examples.
Snake oil. Drexel's Greaseless Wonder Salve is tried and true, Andrew.
Haven't you heard? It's greaseless.
I did a Google image search for old-timey snake oil images, and this is what I got. These are 3 of the ones I got. 2 of these are actually from the Smithsonian. There's a Smithsonian page on old-timey snake oil, believe it or not.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Pretty good stuff.
I don't believe that anything that ends in salve is real. Anything that ends with the word salve is a made-up solution.
Yeah, salve. Is it salve or salve?
It's salve.
Salve.
It's salve.
Salve.
I'll fight you on this podcast
It's
for it.
definitely salve. There is an L. It's salve.
Salve must be an Appalachian pronunciation. Anything, yeah, salve, solve, Jesus. Solve is one of those just like it's a mystery thing. It's like the mystery lollipop flavor that they just have like all the different flavors at the end of the roll.
Yeah.
And they give you like the question mark dum dum. I think that's what a salve is. A salve. I'm gonna keep saying salve. It's fine. Anyway, boy, this energy today.
Well, what a bit. What an incredible bit to open our incredible podcast.
Well, if you're still listening,
We're sorry.
out there.
Yeah. Dig that
Sorry.
salve out of your ears and get ready for something completely different.
Gentlemen, do your best to sell me that cure-all liquid concoction that's going to propel my life into the next gear, just like Bradley Cooper in that movie where he eats a brain pill.
Good. Nice reference. I like
Where
it.
he becomes limitless.
I don't want essential oils. I don't want stem cells. Give me that real, i.e. fantasy snake oil. I'm going to need that name that is really going to make me want to tell all of my similarly gullible friends. Also tell me what game it's from and what it actually does in that game. We will start with Kyle.
All right, young man, I want you to step right on up here. I want to show you something. You look like a man who's taken life's hardships head on, not slowing down because life
I'm very
threw an
tired.
obstacle in your path, but charging through that obstacle and rubbing dirt on the scrapes and bruises. You look like a man who can take a licking, but keep on ticking. Well, son,
I'm not.
well, son, I've got just the thing for you today. All the way from the exotic Kanto region, this is a fusion of ancient poke remedies and modern science. So we just spray this concoction on your person and whammo! Do you feel fully restored, Andrew?
I feel so great.
That's right, the folks at Uncle Slowborough's Full Restore will cure you of all that ails you, give you a surge of stamina, in stamina. It is a dual action formula that makes it easy to use on the go, at the gym, or doing battle for the planet's survival. That's Uncle Slowpoke's Full Restore, available wherever hyper potions are sold.
Excellent. I have one question.
Does Uncle Slowpoke have a fun hat?
Uncle Slowpoke does in fact have it's just a wide brim farmer's hat, and he's got a stalk of wheat sticking out of his mouth.
To show the people it's natural.
All natural.
I think this is great. I love the way that I feel. However, why does my blood itch?
That's the potion fully restoring you, Andrew. It is cleaning your blood of all impurities and toxins.
Ooh, I like that.
While
I don't like
revitalizing your muscles and limbering you up.
toxins. Oh boy. No toxins and limbering up. Oh boy. Matt, can you do any better than
Are you gonna limber up
the
Andrew as well?
toxicity?
Can I do better? Can I do better than the toxicity? Andrew, my friend, let me pitch you the solution to all of your problems. Now, let me ask you, Andrew, what is the apex issue? What is the one thing that is the sole root of all of your problems? Answer me that question, Andrew.
The slow
It's how slow
realization
you
that I
are.
will
It's
ne-
how slow you are. You're right. It's how slow you are. So I am going to sell you an oil today, Andrew. An oil in the form of a drink, and that drink makes you go fast. Not just fast, Andrew. That drink makes you hasty. I am here to introduce you to haste.
What? That's it?
Oh,
It sounds like a street drug.
yeah. It sounds like a fictional street drug from Static Shock or something.
Are you a villain from Mass Effect?
Oh, I'm not a villain from Mass Effect. No, I am here to introduce you to the next greatest energy drink. See, all energy drinks in 2020 that the people say are good have one-word names, like Rain and Monster and Nos and other examples. So again, let me introduce
Balls.
you to Haste. Haste is the hasty elixir of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it's here to make you fast. What'll solve all your problems? Being fast. Why? Fast. All your problems. Fast. It has ingredients like bugs, and ingredients like carrots and mushrooms,
Bugs.
but also mostly bugs. It's gonna make you fast. Haste. Drink haste. Consume haste.
Oh, I should have expected the power thirst.
The power
energy
thirst angle
brought
did
to-
not.
Yeah.
Matt,
Okay.
to add more to your data points, raise and bang.
Yes.
Also single word like energy drink.
Excellent.
It's there.
Haste.
So you've mentioned that I'm a very slow person, which I didn't really appreciate that, but I think that you kind of counteracted that by pouring this tonic straight into my gullet. Now I can hear my heartbeat. I assume that's just because my brain is faster. Is that what's happening?
Exactly. You can perceive. You can perceive and you can experience. That is the power of haste.
And one more question. Did you say bugs?
Bugs. Haste. Drink haste.
Lots of bugs.
Well, I heard haste 2 more times, so I'm still very excited. Todd, how many bugs does your drink have?
Ooh, no bugs, but you know there, young man, I've brought you the prime time, the top of the line, the best form of liquid euphoria you can find in these here parts. You, my friend, look like a young man who could use some pep in his step. Add some bite to your bark. Maybe a young man looking to double your unarmed damage for a brief amount of time and become only half as fatigued while sprinting. I don't know.
That sounds specific.
If that's right up your alley, let me introduce you to Rosa Sharon Cassidy's vintage Nuka Shine Special Reserve. That's right, Nuka Shine Special Reserve. Distilled here in a speakeasy in West Virginia, only to be vault bunker aged for 200 years. This limited batch special selection has withstood the test of time and atomic war and is now bottled for your own very safe consumption. What I have here for you today, Andrew, is straight out of Fallout 76 with some fun twists involved. It is vintage Nuka Shine, which is effectively the West Virginia version of Nuka-Cola that was distilled into high-potency bathtub liquor. And, it may cause blindness, but for real, though, in the game, it makes you godlike briefly by doubling your unarmed speed and makes you fatigued half as fast, and probably has no negative effects, mostly.
Probably doesn't have any antifreeze in it at all.
Minimal antifreeze.
Well, after you shoved this drink into my chest, and after I took a drink, and then you told me that it was basically moonshine.
It's antifreeze blue, though. It is vile blue.
Yeah, it does taste a little bit like electric blue Powerade.
Should feel
and
warm.
also like pennies.
Can I pause for just a quick second and step out of character and say that the taste of that color blue is a taste that A, I know everyone listening knows, and B, if you told me that antifreeze tasted like blue, I would believe you. Anything that is the color blue, I assume tastes blue.
Like the blue Powerade. It's not like an Arctic freeze flavor or whatever they call it. It's blue.
It's blue.
It's blue.
Blue flavor.
It's like the blue popsicles.
Blue popsicle.
Anyone who asks for an Arctic freeze Gatorade is a cop.
Is a cop, 100%.
Okay, go ahead, Andrew. I'm done. Thanks.
Do you have more questions about this totally safe, definitely not antifreeze drink I've made for you?
No, I feel really good, except for I hear this clicking noise. Is that expected?
It's probably fine. Are you able to blink both eyelids at the same time still?
Well, can most people blink both eyes at the same time?
You're asking a lot of questions. I think you're good. Your facilities are still about you, young man. You've got this one.
Awesome.
Andrew certainly should not have sampled all 3 of these things at the same
That's the
time.
devil's cocktail.
I want to say that if anyone on this podcast has experience being sold modern day snake oil concoctions, it's Todd. If anyone has encountered modern day snake oil, it is.
I would second that.
It is fitness nut Todd.
Yeah. I'll tell some stories off the air.
All right, well let's move on. So the funny thing about these old timey snake oils is that those old timey tinctures and salves were actually based on some level of science. It's a lot of times we just didn't know about their medicinal efforts, and we had no governing body to regulate those things. So the money basically went on to whoever could slap on a new label and sexy name and sell it the best. So tell me then, what legitimate benefit does your elixir give? I.e., what's the label of your bottle that your fantastical cure-all label is covering?
Well, Andrew, this formula is a 5-hour energy, a topical skin ointment, an antitoxin, and Narcan all rolled into one.
No.
Literally anything.
Oh no.
Anything ailing you, any injury you have sustained, anything will be healed by Uncle Slowpoke's full restore.
I think this is the second time I've made this joke on this podcast, but it's just CBD. Kyle's just selling you CBD.
Yep.
CBD with extra B vitamins.
Because the CBD is the only thing that would be a topical 5-hour energy.
Yeah, yeah. We are not kidding when we say this potion will bring you back from death's doorstep, no matter how hard you are knocking, time and time again, with no side effects. You will be good as new every time, ready to tank another fire blast, pop off another couple high jump kicks, or just make it back from a long nature walk that you were ill prepared for.
True to form, Kyle truly can make anything sound sinister. It's quite the skill.
What is the actual thing you brought? Full
restore.
So I've not played Pokemon in a long time. What is a full restore do?
So a full restore in Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
fully restores your Pokemon's HP, which most
I should
other
have guessed that
most
part.
other healing items like tier up and only heal a certain amount of HP. It also fully removes any status condition like poison, burn, paralysis, confusion. So it literally is just a one drop cure all item.
It also serves as the difficulty curve for the Elite Four.
Yes. Yeah, just when you think you're gonna beat the Elite Four's last Pokemon, they drop a full restore on it. And in some games, they keep dropping full restores on
maddening.
it.
It's like it leads us all to believe that the only difference between the Elite Four and the rest of the trainers is that they have access to full restores.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So full restore is a series of reactive medicinal components.
That itch you feel in your blood is all things working at all the time.
It's amphetamine. Got it. All right, Matt. What are you telling me here? What label did you slap over top of? What bottle did you slap your label over top of?
Well, Andrew, let's talk about haste. It grants you haste. The very real and legitimate benefit that my elixir gives is haste. And actually, per game canon from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it grants a haste effect, which boosts your movement speed while running, swimming, or climbing. It's literally haste. So let me warp that into how this benefits you in your real life. Andrew, my friend, imagine if you could do everything that you do already except faster. And so all of your problems are solved because you're doing everything faster. Thus, you have more time to do other things. So,
imagine being stuck in that traffic jam you were caught in earlier, but faster.
But faster, exactly. So imagine, right? You are a man in his,
I am a man.
23 to death range of just sorrow. That's just what, from 23 to death, it's mostly just sorrow. So imagine,
Matt, have you considered writing questions for the census?
oh wow, that's topical. Much like Kyle's 5-hour energy. Anyway, so you are a man in that period of sorrow where you're just tired all the time. Now everybody knows that we consume caffeine as a human race to be tired faster, because caffeine doesn't wake you up. It doesn't make anything better. It just you're tired, but you move faster, and that's what haste does, but with everything, right? You are not only tired faster, you breathe faster, you move faster, you think faster. Everything is just hastier. And the other real benefit is it has vegetables, so it restores hearts. It gives you hearts. What does that mean? We're not sure, but it has vegetables, so it restores hearts. Don't look under that label. Under that label says cocaine. Don't look under that label. Just look at the top label.
It just has a picture of a heart.
Haste.
Matt, it's not cocaine. It's coca plant extract.
Yeah. Yes. It's kokanee. Kokanee, a new ingredient. Kokanee.
Haste.
Haste.
I like it has vegetables, not made with vegetables, not vegetable extracts. It has vegetables.
It's what plants crave.
It's the electrolyte drink from Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Brondo.
Brondo.
Big Brondo energy.
All right, Todd.
Well, you see here, young man, steroids are for quitters and drugs are for losers.
I hate them.
High
I hate
octane.
drugs.
Well,
I taste cocaine and only cocaine, but I hate drugs.
high octane near poisonous liquor made in a bathtub still in a bunker, however, is the nectar of the gods. Just one swig of Rosa Sharon Cassidy's vintage Nuka Shine special reserve, and you, my young, small, frail, sad man, will also become a god and be able to punch holes into small men or small holes into large men. I don't know. When you are juiced up on this liquid adrenaline, they might as well call you the Flash, because you'll be extra nimble, because it decreases action point costs to sprint and replenishes action points twice as fast. That's what it really does.
And you'll feel so hot you take all your clothes off.
Yeah. Well, it also, as I mentioned earlier, it also does double your punching ability damage. It also it will also quench your thirst by 15% with probably no negative side effects. Probably. Also for fun, kind of going to what Kyle just said, you consumers of vintage Nuka Shine have been known to wake up miles away completely naked with no idea how they got there. Either
Naturally.
way, chugging some vintage Nuka Shine will turn you into a near immortal for half an hour or so until happens.
Happens. So my choices are effectively methamphetamines, cocaine, or bath salts.
Yep.
It does have some big bathtub gin still bath salts energy, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, well, hey, bad news as I transition here. I've just been given an anonymous tip from the Entertainment Software Food and Drug Administration. Of course, you know them as the ESFDA. And it sounds like each of these elixirs have been connected to a significant side effect, which is death, which should not be surprising based on what you guys have explained and based on the way that I just taste metal now. That's it. I just taste metal. I can't see. Tell me why I should ignore all of that, all of the warning signs and the giant black box warning that says, warning, imminent demise, take at your own risk.
Imminent demise is
Take
big.
at your own risk. You might be fine.
Andrew, them folks at the ESFDA would like to tell you that Pokemon medicine isn't safe for human use. But in the same way I take my cat's amoxicillin after a questionable night out on the town, Full Restore is super effective on humans.
Oh boy.
Just think, this stuff works on literal gods, the foundational elements of the universe. It'll fix up your squishy human body just fine.
Pokemon is ridiculous.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I don't know that I've ever thought about
No comment.
that, like, using a potion from Pokemon works just as well on, like, Deoxys as it does on Caterpie. Like, you can you can spritz this caterpillar, or you can spritz this foundational deity, and it does the same thing.
Yeah, more or less.
Just hydrogen peroxide.
Caterpie just has less health to restore. That's the only difference.
Boy, cat's amoxicillin got me. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That was really good. Matt,
Andrew.
imminent demise. What do you got?
Imminent demise. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Let me tell you about haste. Haste is a drink at
Tell
your
me.
own risk drink. And that's important because, Andrew, there is something we know about haste. And it's that
It's
haste
death.
cannot kill you. No, haste absolutely 100% cannot kill you. Andrew, repeat after me. Haste
Haste
cannot
cannot
kill me.
kill me.
Exactly. See, you said it, so you believe it. Haste cannot
Oh.
kill you. Now, let me tell you
get
why
it now.
haste cannot kill you. There is one proven fact that we know about the science of haste, and that we know about the science of not only haste the drink, but haste the state of being. And it's that haste doesn't kill you. Stopping is what kills you. So it doesn't matter how fast you go, it's how quickly you stop that can cause bodily harm. And so what I'm telling you today, Andrew, is that haste is completely safe as long as you don't ever stop. You just don't ever stop consuming haste. You exist in this form now. Much like those kids from that Clock Stopper movie, if they took off the watch while they were moving too fast, they existed as time ghosts forever. And I am here to tell you, Andrew, that as long as you never stop consuming haste, there is no risk. You cannot die from haste. You can die from stopping, but you cannot die from haste.
Does this mean I will either die or get stuck in the quantum realm?
Yes. Yes.
Those are my options.
Or that, was it Crank? Is Crank the adrenaline movie with Jason Statham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also like Crank. Crank is another example like haste. Consume haste.
We talk about Nickelodeon's Clock Stoppers too often on this podcast.
It is a prolific piece of American cinema, Kyle.
It's not.
I was actually going to comment how many different episodes Matt has looked us in the eyes and said consume and then something.
It is a preferred verb in my lexicon. Yes.
Matt's flavor of guerrilla marketing is put this in your stupid face, you idiot. Todd.
Listen here, young man. I saddle up next to you, get off my trolley cart.
Yeah.
Those suits at the ESFDA are soft. Do you want to be soft?
No.
Are you soft?
I'm still running. I can't stop. I can't hear you.
When I looked at you, I didn't think you were soft, but I mean, if you're soft, I understand. For any of your young man friends who aren't soft, they're just going to have to ask themselves, should one fear death when death cannot catch them? Because that's what Nuka-Shine's going to do. Plus, as I mentioned before, consumers of Nuka-Shine have been known to wake up miles away without any recollection of how they got there to begin with. So that and the immense amount of radiation that they'll be dealt as they drink this beverage will scare off death in its entirety. In the end, Rosa Sharon Cassidy's vintage Nuka-Shine Special Reserve has spent literally 200 years aging in the finest, largely radiation-free but not completely free bunkers. And it
What was that last part?
What? Bunkers. They're in bunkers, and it isn't for the faint of heart. So, my friend, you're going to have to grab the bottle, take a drink, and prepare to punch death in the face with double the normal unarmed damage that you can typically do for a short amount of time. Why fear death when death should fear you as you run at it, punching wildly?
Grab life by the bottle.
We've already established that I will be running without stopping. I can't feel anything because I'm taking my cat's amoxicillin. So why not just lift up my arms and start wildly flailing them until I hit a larger man?
Listen, hold on. I'm feeling nervous about my pitch, so it is time for me to tear down the pitches of others. And I would like to point out that Todd said that you might be soft, and that sounded a little mean. We here at Haste believe anybody can be hasty. It doesn't matter if you're hard or soft.
Soft and fast.
It doesn't matter if you are tall or short. You can be big and hasty. Haste is a lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle that anyone can adopt. You can be just as soft as those suits in R&D or whatever Todd said. And I just needed to point that out so that I could elevate my pitch once again above Todd's, which I believe is important to the tenements of our podcast.
Since that's what we're doing, let me take this time to say Matt wants to keep you soft. And we believe here at Uncle Slowpoke's Full Restore that our product is for champions. Whether that is the champion you are inside or outside, everyone who takes Uncle Slowpoke's Full Restore is a champion.
I want to make it clear here, Andrew, that while Kyle is giving you low dose amoxicillin tablets, and Matt's is just haste, and he wants you to be soft. Oh no! And Matt's has vegetables like a nerd would eat.
That's the argument. That's your argument.
If you look up what Nuka-Shine has in it, it is classified as being full of extreme radiation.
Not
is that
vegetables.
What your body's ready
it
for?
doesn't have vegetables.
Are you prepared?
The key word is extreme.
Yeah,
Okay.
they classify beverages in Fallout by their level of radiation. This is extreme radiation.
Okay, all right. Well, I need you guys to all understand. I feel great right now. I've never felt better. I've never felt better.
You're gonna
in my
wait
entire
half
life.
an hour.
However, I do have to go throw up everything I've ever consumed in my entire life. But before we go, before I take a break, I would like to ask you one last question. And that question is, let's fast forward hypothetically. Let's say that after some time has passed, after tasting that sweet, sweet success, I've now gone through the arc where I solve all of my immediate problems and then start to develop new relationships over the course of one montage, of course.
Okay.
However, as one does, things have started to go too far, and after a second montage, you can then tell by context clues that I've alienated my friends and have lost the very thing that made me me. As it happens,
You've lived through the plot of Train Spotting.
lived through the plot of Train Spotting. But much like the end of Train Spotting, I've got a chance at redemption. Which is a sentence no one has said. My newly acquired whatever powers might just be the thing that can take down an even bigger threat. So, when we return from the break after I purge my bowels, what is that bigger threat, and how can I overcome it to prove to my loved ones that I'm not a huge jerk? And we're going to answer that right after these messages.
Hey everyone. Sorry if you were expecting the Wii Shop music. Lucky for you, there are like 1,500 covers on YouTube and Spotify and wherever else you stream music. I'm here today to tell you that we would like to fill this slot with something other than the Wii Shop music. We've sort of reached the point with this podcast that we would really love to take on a sponsor or two. And we're not looking for your quips or your lawnmowers or your purple mattresses, although I would very much like at least 2 of those 3 things. I'll let you decide which 2. We are looking for indie creators in the nerd space just like us. We're not trying to get rich off this show. We just want to help spread indie nerd culture around the globe. So if you are someone who makes dice, if you are an artist who takes commissions, if you have a video game or nerd or comic related brand, we would love to run an ad for you on the show. We've put together some sponsorship packages, and we've made sure to keep the price point low enough that people like us would be able to afford it. So if you have any interest in advertising with us, or you know someone who might, shoot us an email and get in touch at debatethiscast@gmail.com.
All right, welcome back. The super secret bonus question, just as a recap, is take me through that redemption arc. I'm basing this off of the classic Flowers for Algernon type story, i.e. the version of Flowers for Algernon that they did in Always Sunny where Charlie takes the smart pill. And the other reference that a lot of people would get would be Fry having 100 coffee cups.
Or the brain worms. The
brain worms
gas,
would be
the gas station egg salad sandwich.
There really is a Futurama for everything.
Yes.
It's pretty great. Anyway, so let's go one by one. Kyle, take me through the redemption arc. What's the threat? How am I going to overcome it? And how do I get my happy ending?
All right, Andrew. So you find yourself woken up in the gutter after too much haste and or Nuka shine. It's wreaked havoc on your body. You've dismantled every meaningful relationship you've had in your life and thrown your life away. But that's
Wait, one
okay.
question though, just for clarification: am I moving?
You are now, finally, after about 8 or 9 hours of
Perfect.
not moving. What we're here to tell you, Andrew, is you can still be redeemed. Just get a little bit of Uncle Slowpoke's full restore into your system, and take the Pokemon challenge, and you will redeem yourself in the eyes of society, your family, and as a man. And that is your redemption, Andrew. Is clean yourself up, rub some full restore on it,
Take some more.
and take the world on.
So you're saying, just to be clear, the way to kick my nasty drug habit is to have more drugs.
Lean into the drugs.
Your
Lean into
nasty
the drugs.
your nasty drug habit of specifically Todd and Matt's drugs.
Oh,
Because my
shit.
drug is safe for you.
Is that
and
what
will
we're
help you
doing
clean
now?
up your life.
I guess that's what we're doing. All right, Matt, there you go.
The question earlier when you said what's really under the label, it's cat amoxicillin.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on that one.
All right, well, since that's what we're doing now, so Andrew, you wake up in a puddle
Oh boy.
somewhere that you do not know, assumingly from what Todd said, with no clothes, because that's how Nuka Shine works. And you have felt nothing but like, I don't know, whatever full restore makes you feel good, I guess. You haven't felt pain.
You haven't felt anything but good.
Yeah.
What a horrible existence that is.
But it's that numb kind of good. It's not the good kind of good. It's the kind of good that stoners say they feel all the time. We're like, oh yeah, you just smoke weed, you feel fine all the time. That's what I guess full restore makes you feel now. Anyway, so Andrew, you have isolated yourself from your friends and your family, and that is a problem because they think that you are a selfish asshole. But here's the thing, it's 2020 now, and
everyone's a selfish asshole.
everybody's a selfish asshole, and everybody's only spending time together over Zoom, but not you. You are hasty enough to travel to the porch of all of your families and sit on the other side of the glass door and spend quality time with your loved ones. And only haste can give you the speed and the motivation to make it around the nation and not get worn out by a 2-week quarantine, because you can quarantine faster. You can quarantine faster with haste. And then you can visit more of your relatives and repair those relationships with quality time. Quality time brought to you by the quickness and power of haste.
Now, one question for clarification: when I do visit my loved ones, what does that look like? Do I just have to like do jumping jacks in the front lawn, or like, how does
you
that
just
work?
kind of vibrate? You know, like you vibrate a lot, not a little, like a lot. I want to be clear that it's a lot.
Like a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They actually often, when you go to visit your family, they just give you menial tasks to do that they don't want to do, like power washing the house or spinning homemade ice cream, and you just crank the whole time. That's you got to move. So you either do a menial task or vibrate. Yeah, haste.
Okay.
Consume haste.
I imagine
it.
constantly vibrating.
They hand you an unshaken can of paint that they need.
Okay.
Would you like me to?
It does make it your turn. Yeah,
Any-
John.
Okay, good.
Anytime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Waiting on
we're
you, Todd.
Waiting for you now. So Andrew, due to your dependence on full restore and haste and Nuka Shine, you've almost certainly gained notoriety as a man who shows up sprinting hastily into towns, sometimes naked, punching people who need punched, and then waking up miles away, the whole time feeling near invincible from any possible damage that you may have received. So obviously, this has strained your marriage and other relationships. What with the random punchings and sprinting into the distance and waking up in strange places could obviously be an issue. So, having seen the error of your ways, you, Andrew, have decided that the only thing that you can logically do with the powers given to you by these substances, specifically Nuka Shine, is you have started a scared straight style of education program for troubled youths to help find themselves when they happen to experiment with bathtub still liquor and other experimental drugs. See, Andrew,
We're like a 50-50 shot of Todd doing his prison mic impression.
It's almost inevitable.
To paint the picture for you, Andrew, what you have found yourself doing to help give back to society is that you take these troubled adolescents through Bear Grylls style adventures into the wild fueled by Nuka Shine to teach them of the dangers of experimental drugs such as Nuka Shine, Full Restore, and Haste, and how it wrecks families, and how you're giving that gift back to them.
All right. I assume I have to do that while doing push-ups too, or whatever.
You are constantly vibrating. I think we made that clear.
Cool. I'm exhausted. Mostly because I think my body is just vibration and poison at this point. Why don't you wrap up these insane pitches and accusations with some final thoughts?
Andrew, get that poison, that radiation, and those vegetables out of your system with Uncle Slowpoke's Full Restore.
Andrew, when life gives you problems, when life gets you down, when life makes you go slow, you get hasty. And when God makes you go slow, you find a new God.
All right. Check.
Andrew.
What pun do you have for me?
No puns. No puns, no gods, no masters. Grab the bottle, take a drink, and prepare to punch death in the face with double the normal unarmed damage. Nuka Shine. Also, you won't have to vibrate. And it's not cat amoxicillin.
Excellent. Well, I need to go to the local tavern and find some willing investors to be part of my downline so that I can start investing.
Start your reverse funnel system.
Yeah, I can only partner with one of you. So why don't you guys give each other some good vibes while I find some more suckers?
Matt, I do like the power thirst take on a Legend of Zelda elixir. It was very, very good, very hasty, and it's got vegetables. And Todd, I'm just loving the idea of you finding this wealth of moonshine in 200-year-old college bathtubs, I guess, and bottling it up and telling people to go punch God because you're selling radioactive cocaine, I think.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Kyle, man, Full Restore is really good. Pokemon was one of the first games that I thought of, because, like, all right, I don't play enough RPGs to know that many elixirs from games. You were like, pick an elixir, and I was like, that gives me two options, and it is Pokemon and Breath of the Wild.
How about elixir?
Yeah. So, yeah, Pokemon was a great call. Full Restore is definitely one of those video game bullshit things of like, just spray it on the thing and everything's fine.
And all your problems go away.
That definitely bodes well for this question, and I liked it a lot. And Todd, Fallout, man, what a wild time. A game that I have never actually played, but am intimately familiar with the lore. And I do love me some Nuka-Cola background. I have not played. Is Nuka Shine from 76? Is that?
Yeah, they introduced like 3 different kinds in 76, and the moonshine still version of Nuka Cola is Nuka Shine.
Yeah, that's very good. I like it a lot, and I liked that you tried really hard not to be cat amoxicillin when you are actually just toilet wine. Like, you are the worst. I would rather take something prescribed by a medical professional to a feline than I think I would drink radioactive moonshine. But that was a good battle you tried to fight today.
A medical professional has probably interacted with some of our ingredients. If that means anything. Yeah, Kyle, Full Restore is excellent. I really hope they patch it in the next iteration because it sounds broken.
Nah, it's been unchanged since 1994, so I don't think it's going anywhere.
Just like Mr. Slow Bros,
Uncle Slowpokes.
Yeah, Uncle Slowpoke's actual recipe, unchanged.
Yes.
Yeah, that was super good. I think Pokemon options were some of the first ones I thought of. Matt Haste did not think about it, and it fits surprisingly well with the power thirst energy. So I think that's great. I assume that's from Breath of the Wild.
Yes,
since it has vegetables.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want to be clear. It has swift carrots and rushrooms. Those exact things.
Those are real things in game.
That didn't come up for a reason. I didn't want to fight the rushrooms fight. Rushrooms. Yeah, I didn't want to fight that fight today.
Yeah, I liked everything about it until you just said rushrooms. Now I hate it. So everything other than that was great.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all for your pitches. I found some new investors that are interested in hearing about all of your new products. So like I said, we can only go with one, unfortunately. And while each of these 3 has a lot of potential, also I'm dead. I didn't clarify. I'm dead. I died. My heart exploded.
You take the full restore last, Andrew, not first.
Yeah. Nobody used a full restore right before I was about to die.
It's like doing the shot of tequila. If you don't like lick the salt or do the lime first, you do it at last.
Liquor before beer, in the clear. Full restore before haste. You die? I couldn't come up with a rhyme.
You're dead now.
You're gonna vibrate to death.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that in college, Matt. Okay, so here's the deal with full restore. We're not gonna go with full restore. And I'm gonna tell you why, because we still don't know what this thing is. It's the scientists have determined that it's basically Bactine,
Yeah.
like the little shit that you would spray on cuts.
Oh, I was gonna say, should I know what that is? I don't know what that is.
That's a sweet
gotcha.
Bactine reference.
Oh, good.
Any big Bactine fans out there? Gotcha.
Bactine Nation. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it, Bactine Nation. So that leaves us with haste. Haste. We're not going to go with haste either.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And it is a bummer, specifically because I'm pretty sure haste is definitely what did me in, because I stopped moving to die. So, unfortunately, that was the one. Although it has vegetables is my favorite tagline ever. which leaves us finally with Nuka. What is
Nuka
it?
Shine.
Nuka Shine.
Yeah.
Nuka Shine Moonshine. That is basically liquid bath salts. You have been deemed Nuka Shine is going to be our new fix it elixir. Here going through Debate This Corp.
Can't wait to give it to all the kids.
And I want to say, Todd, specifically, thank you for reminding us that Fallout 76 is the greatest game that never was.
Stop.
So that's going to do it for us today. Thanks, everybody, for listening in and Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Debate This Cast, and also finding us on Patreon at patreon.com/debatethiscast. Reminder also, tune in on Mondays at 8-ish for Monday Night Football and that is what we are calling our weekly stream sessions at twitch.tv/debatethiscast. We're not doing like one necessary series per se. It's just kind of based on availability. So we've got a couple games that we're rotating. Usually we're definitely going to continue on Detroit Become Human. But every once in a while we'll throw in an Overwatch there when we just can't.
when our brains are fried.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Until next time, I'm Andrew Henderson.
I'm Kyle, Uncle Slowpoke Harper.
I'm Matt. Haste today, gone tomorrow. Cole.
I'm Todd, now with extreme radiation, Thomas.
And we're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, then you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.